This is what October in Iceland can look like. Orange landscape, snow-capped mountains and crisp winter air.
And many times it can also look like this.
Honestly, every year is a little bit different, but generally October in Iceland marks the change between the seasons. At least that's what I think. Blueberry fields are turning landscape nearly red, bright orange leaves and pine needles start falling off the trees, and there is a frequent low pressure system moving over the island, according to statistics making October the rainiest month of the year.
But that doesn't mean that it is a bad time to visit. You can still travel around pretty much the whole island like you would normally do during the summer months. You just have to be a little bit more prepared.
But let me start with an example of what traveling to Iceland in October can really look like. 4 years ago, my parents and my sister actually decided to visit me for a couple of days. They got a little unlucky because as they landed, the first big snowstorm of the year hit the island. That was on 22nd of October. Thankfully though, I watched the weather closely and so they could change a small rental car for a 4-wheel drive SUV in time. And that was definitely a good call because where I live in the northern part of the island, we usually get the most of the snow. The question is, what can you do if the weather is like that? And well, honestly, I didn't want to sit inside and I really wanted to show my family as much as I could. And so despite the windy and snowy conditions, we just decided to go for it. And here's a couple of things that worked for us and might work for you as well. Definitely consider visiting waterfalls. They are beautiful in every season and it is usually just a short walk from the car, which means you can check the place out, take some photos and head back to a warm car. A geothermal area turned out to be a good place to visit in a bad weather. And that's mainly because there is a lot of warm steam coming out everywhere, and so that definitely warms you up at least a little bit. And of course, you guessed it, there is nothing better than going to a hot spring at the end of the day.
But let's still talk about the weather for a moment. And one thing that you will definitely want to keep an eye on is the weather forecast.
The site that you will want to use is an Icelandic meteo office, weather.is. You just change it to English and there is your forecast here. You just click on the map and you can see here is your wind, temperature and the precipitation forecast. And on the left side you can also zoom into a specific regions as well.
And another website that you will definitely want to watch is the road information,
which you can find on either road.is or safetravel.is, where you can see road conditions as well as important travel information.
There is one thing that it's good to be aware of, and that's that the weather in the south and that weather in the north can be completely different. And while you will most likely experience only rain in October in the south, there's a good chance that you might experience some snow or a lot of snow in the northern part of the island. But there is one thing that you have to be very careful about, and especially in the south, and that's the strong wind, which you will most likely encounter close to Vik area or near Vatnajökull glacier, more on the southeast of the island. But let's talk clothes real quick. What clothes should you bring when you are traveling to Iceland in October? And in my opinion, you just shouldn't really overcomplicate it. Like, I'm usually wearing the same thing, and it's always some top waterproof, windproof layer, and underneath that usually just like some a warm jacket, and underneath hoodie or maybe some thermal shirt or something like that. Before I forget, remember to bring some gloves, like you can see on my red hands. This is definitely to this regret, and you will for sure experience some cold weather if you are traveling to Iceland in October, so don't forget that. When it comes to trousers, I'm just wearing like these regular hiking trousers. It's nice to have them waterproof if you can. I don't have that, but I usually just bring like the like a rubber raincoat trousers if it's really pouring rain, and underneath just like a pair of long johns or something like this. When it comes to footwear, I usually just recommend to have shoe that's waterproof and also that has a good grip, and I'm wearing like a regular hiking shoes from Salmon. It's Gore-Tex as well. Another thing is the hat. Always bring some sort of hat. It's nice to keep your head warm, especially when it's really windy and cold outside. And then here is a game changer, a simple buff, but it just makes so much difference here that you wouldn't believe. So definitely recommend it. So there is one more thing worth mentioning, and that's that October is a great month to see northern lights. However, if you can maybe see, it's still raining tonight, and that means that we cannot see them. However, I made a whole video about it, and if you want, you can go and watch it right here. And I wish you guys a great trip in Iceland, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.